Hi, this is a video tutorial of how to use the IEP Progress Report from my store. So the cool thing about the digital version of this resource is that it will graph your progress, your students' progress for you automatically so that you can see the visual representation of their progress. So in order to do that, what you're going to do is start by typing in the student's goal. Obviously, don't use this goal, it's very vague, but just as an example. And then you'll also put in the current objective. Now you can type in a number here, or you can type in a number and some details. So let's say maybe we're working on subtraction. And then you're going to plug in your scores for each quarter. You can decide if you want to do an average, or if you prefer to change this to a specific date and then just type in the score. In my classroom, I would average all of the data points that we had during a given month or quarter, and then I would report progress using that average. So just as an example, let's say quarter one, the student was working at 65% accuracy. Quarter two, maybe they jumped up to 76. Quarter three is 87, and we haven't maybe gotten to quarter four yet. This allows you to write comments on what we're working on. So a single digit subtraction with a number line. And then this drop down here gives you a progress code. You can use these codes if you'd like, or you can just type whatever you'd like into this box if you have your own codes that your district uses. So I'm going to say that right now we're making adequate progress. If he's averaging 87% on quarter three and the goal is 80% accuracy, then we're probably really close to mastery if we haven't mastered already. If the student has mastered, you can say the whole goal has been mastered or the objective has been mastered, and then you can type in the date. So quarter three would be like, I don't know, February maybe. If you double click this box, you can select a date from the calendar. Okay, so there we have one goal plugged in. This is goal number one. So I will go down to the goal number one progress tab. And as you can see, it's going to graph it for me, which is super awesome, because then if you want to just send a visual report home as well, if you click on this graph and click these three dots at the top, you can click download and download this graph as a PDF. That way you can just easily print a PDF of the progress and send it home with the parent or with the student for the parents, or you can even put it into their IEP file if you'd like. The other cool feature that this digital version has is that it will graph all of the goals for you. So if you would prefer to see all of the goals together instead of each separately, this last tab that says all goals graphed is where you'll find that. So I'm going to go back and just plug in some more scores just so we can see an example of that. And then if you go back to all goals graphed, you can see now that I have all three of the goals showing up for each quarter here. And you can do the same thing where you print that or download it as a PDF, and you can see the graph for all goals if you prefer to send home just one graph. The other thing that you can do is this is just coded by goal one, goal two, goal three. If you'd prefer to be more specific about what the goals are, all you have to do is click here in this spreadsheet and change it. So that first one was math. Let's say the second is reading and the third is writing. And then you're able to see exactly what skill you're working on with each color. Okay, let's talk about how to use the progress report tracker. This is for you as the case manager to keep track of when you are sending progress reports home or when they need to be sent home. So the first thing that you're going to do is type in all of the students in your caseload. I just made up some names here. And this first option allows you to plug in specific dates when progress was sent home. So let's say Amy had a progress report sent home the beginning of October, and then she had an IEP at the end of October. So I presented progress again, and then it's parent-teacher conferences. So I am going to do another progress report at the end of the week. You can do the same dates for all of your students, or you can just put in separate dates. Jack had a beginning of the year report in October. His IEP has not been due yet, so I'm not going to send another one home until parent-teacher conferences on the 11th. That's just an example. And then it gives you enough space for 8 dates for the year, and then any comments that you need can go here. There's another tab at the bottom. This one is more of a checklist. So if you have specific dates that progress has to be sent home, so perhaps you've got parent-teacher conferences, which is on the 11th, and you've got the end of trimester, the end of November, and then the end of trimester in January. So again, I'm going to put all of my students' names into this, and then I can just check off on here when they have been sent home.